in year 2020 when they put up some flyers on an e-flyer. I saw an e-flyer that talked about facility management training, and it's something I've always shown interest in year 2020, looking out for what I can do differently as an architect to build myself and add value to myself. Then I got to know about Max-Migold. I followed through, and I had a 2 days free training session with Max-Migold, and from there I got so much interest in building my career as a facility manager. And they have helped me. I've gone through the full training, and I'm a graduate of Max-Migold. I appreciate that, and they have been wonderful. They have added so much value to my career, and it has been an excellent walkthrough with Max-Migold. Thank you.
My name is Peter Lawa, a facility manager with Triumph Properties and Facility Management. A graduate of FMMC Batch 12, of which prior to that I was a graduate of Physics with Electronics. It's funny when you hear physics and facility management. That shows what facility management can do to you. Coming into this, when I took the course, the 3 months Master Craft class, which was quite intense and very eye-opening. I came into the course with the intention of learning more pending when I will be getting fully employed, because prior to the program I was still in the job market trying to get somewhere to work. So fast forward to the class, I went through a lot, and this kind of broadened my perspective to the everyday activities and everyday objects I see around me. There are opportunities, there are all these things matter, right from the fabric of the material used in painting, decorating, even right off the dust on the table, cleaning.
Hello, my name is Amaka Anosi, and before the facility management diploma, Mastercraft diploma, I was working in the Lagoon School as a facility manager. I heard about the diploma and I attended the free training first because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the diploma. So the free training convinced me that this was it. So I registered for the diploma. It has been worth my while, really. It's been very worth my while. So before the diploma, I had been working in facility management for about 5 years and generally groping in the dark, making mistakes, learning from costly mistakes. Now with diploma, my facility management strategy has changed. It's no longer firefighting, but even though that still happens occasionally because life happens. But now I know, okay, so I have different maintenance strategies for different assets I can put in place and reach the bins before faults happen, which is the best way of practicing facility management. Then also, I know that some of my colleagues, some of my classmates in diploma have gotten promotions or pay rises, and you want to have that too. And also, through the training, I've been exposed. In fact, I'm still being exposed. I contribute and I learn by being part of the alumni group. It's wonderful. There's a lot. I'm exposed to industry standards. You hear from other people who are wearing the same shoes as you're wearing. So you're not alone. It's big, that sense of community. And I want to thank Mr. Paul and the team of Max-Migold for the wonderful opportunity. And I encourage you to do the same to start the program.
My name is Adelinji Clements. I work with Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I joined the Max-Migold in January 2022, and which is the diploma program. I enjoyed the program, both the field, practical. There is a practical we hold at Ikoi. I forgot the name of the address. The plumbing, practical. It was also and it helped me a lot to even to improve on at my own site. I started working in Ministry of Foreign Affairs since 2007, and from resident at Ikoyi to our training school at Badagry from 2012, and from there, since then, they tried to introduce Max-Migold to me, in which my organization see that from there I can still gain more experience to improve my career. And since when I joined in the area of asset register, I improve on it. In the area of procurement, I make sure that all our materials and everything is being kept safely. And in the area of maintaining the generator annually also, it helped me a lot. Both the cleaning of the environment, it was so also, and Max-Migold we still continue to be great, and we enjoy Mr. Paul, Mr. Emmanuel. I can't remember all our resource people. We really enjoyed it, and I pray that God Almighty will continue to help them and will continue to promote the Max-Migold. Thank you.
My name is Tosin Ogunlade. I'm an architect by profession. I practiced architecture for many years, but I needed to stay back home to take care of my kids for a while. And after that, I needed to bounce back into career. And I thought of picking up what I could do to boost myself. And then I picked up the FM diploma program. I did that, and it helped me to achieve a career leap, in the sense that I was able to secure a job as a facility manager to manage an aspect of the Oshodi bus terminal. And it has helped me. The program helped me to learn the essence of proactivity. It helps me to be proactive, to be able to work with my team members. Now, this is a program that is open to anybody from any field. If once you do this program, this facility management diploma program, you'll be taught, you'll be well trained, well taught how to be able to function as a facility manager. This is a program I advise anybody to come into. I will advise you to pick up this program, and you will learn from it. To be well groomed, you will learn a lot, that when you come into managing a facility, you will flow easily. It will just be easy. So you learn how to be prepared in case of emergencies. You learn how to do your maintenance plans. You learn about health, about safety and security. You learn how to do your facility condition assessments, also to make your assets register. So please register for this program and you will not regret it. Thank you.
My name is Bola Tito Adelebolaji. I work as an health and safety officer with United Geophysical Nigeria Limited, where we work as an HSC, as I said earlier. Initially, I would say that facility management training is like, I am just getting inculcated into it for now because it's just getting more embraced into the system. I wouldn't say I'm so much aware about it as a career initially. So lately I started saying like facility management as a continuous, like a new career path. That's when I heard about Max-Migold and I did my inquiries. Along the line, I got a notification for this training that is coming up, like it's a one day training as a giveaway. And I see that, okay, this is going to be like a starting point for me and I'm going to learn a lot for it. Okay, let me go and then I can be able to subscribe for the other ones I've checked. I've seen the FMO. I think I would like to go into more about the facility management operations because I read about it. So today it was vast. It was actually a medium that was actually really very communicated across. I had in-depth knowledge. I learned a lot from Mr. Paul Erubami. He actually had passion about what he is doing and he was able to cascade and he was able to communicate to us effectively. I had a very good knowledge about everything that he just taught us today and I see it as a very good one and which I will even refer a lot of my colleagues because I can, today now I was made to understand that FM can be integrated into HSC, like it goes concurrently together, which I see it as a new eye-opener to me. So which I can even advise some of my other colleagues that are HSC practitioners also to go for this course because it's going to help the productivity of the company. Thank you very much. We had lunch and let me chip in that it was a good one because we didn't pay a dime and you could get lunch. We had chicken on it. So it was a fantastic one. I would like to appreciate that. God bless you more.
My name is Nina Olo, and I'm here for the Max-Migold Facility Management Giving Back series. It's actually a wonderful experience, and the program is actually very enlightening and it's an eye-opener for me because as a facility management professional, I never expected a lot of things that I've seen in the training. You know, with respect to the training, I got to learn a lot of things and it's so broad. Facility management is a process, it's a lifelong thing that you can't even it's not something you learn in a day. It's a continuous process. That's what I've come to know. And then with this series, with this program, it's actually something that will bridge the gap between the knowledge gap in facility management in Nigeria actually. So I give it up to Mr. Paul Erubami for his good work and giving back to the society. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hajia Zainab Saleh, and I'm the Managing Director of Brains and Hammers Facility Management Limited and White Oak Management Services Limited. Both are facilities management companies. Not too long ago, I decided to enroll my staff in a masterclass program organized by Max-Migold Limited. For some of us that are not aware, Max-Migold Limited is a physical facilities management, training, inspection, technology advisory firm. Now, I've known them for quite some time, and I chose, not too long ago, to put my staff through a training program under Max-Migold. And I can assure you that it was worth it. Why do I say that? What value has it brought to me? Or what value has it brought to my staff and to the organization generally? I can assure you there was a change. Why do I say that? Their mindset has begun to change. The way they look at attending to activities and tasks that have been given to them have changed. I even hear it in their conversations. And when you hear my staff discussing about tasks or projects that have been given to them to execute, you hear them saying, oh no, I remember in class they told me not to do this. Let's do it this way, and let's see how it's going to affect the work at the end of the day. The long and short of all what I'm trying to say to you is that if you have an opportunity to send your staff or yourself to Max-Migold, please do it, because it is worth it. And I can assure you that you will see positive changes in your staff, and which will eventually impact in your organization. Do go ahead. Work with Max-Migold. You will definitely get what it is you're looking for. Have a lovely day.
My experience on this place is quite breathtaking. From the 13th floor to the ground floor, just seeing things that I've not seen before. So, for example, we talked about the water chillers. We talked about the way things are in the building management system. You know, it's talked about the future. This building is a gold standard for the future buildings, and I believe that more people should come over to assess this building, to know its functionality, and come to terms with what I believe is the future of buildings. This is the first building I've seen in this country that has really been so impressive, and I believe that this is just the beginning of great things to come.
As FMs, when we get into a space, the first thing that is required for us is what? You get to an organization as FM. Okay, what do you do? What do you do? How do you align your strategies? Yeah, very good. You need to understand the objective, the core business, what they do, what they are interested in, and do what? Thank you very much. You are aligning all these things that you know about energy, about generator, about cleaning. You must ensure you align it with the objectives of the organization. And this is the key place that a lot of facilities managers, they get it wrong. This is my objective as an organization, as a CEO. This is where I see this organization in the next 5-10 years. How can you be of value to me? How can you be of support to me, to ensure that you support me, give me the needed support and requirements that will take me seamlessly in a cost-efficient manner to my 2030 goal. That is where we stand as facilities manager. All right. If I'm going as a CEO of an organization, if I'm going in this direction, and my facility manager is pulling a rope to my tiny rope to my neck, and is pulling me in the other direction, and is unable to convince me that, oh, this is a better path, this is value addition, let us look in this direction. He's unable to convince me. He's just telling me I should come here. That means not in alignment with my goal. All right? Then we may have to part ways. This is a core thing in practical facilities management, the core area and the foundational failure for most facilities managers.
First, you get an industry recognized professional certificate of training. You get automatic membership of the Max-Migold Professional Mentorship Program. It's a lifetime mentorship program where you have chance to always come back to consult with us, always be able to ask questions about your career path, get full counseling on an ongoing basis, get placement and job opportunities on an ongoing basis. So your career and talent management system is integrated with what we do in Max-Migold.
I want to start by telling you 3 things that's going to define facility management in Nigeria in the next 10 years. 1, there is going to be an extreme scarcity of facility management skills. You know why? Nigeria is the fastest building economy across the continent right now. We are building vast estates, massive World Trade Centers, commercial office blocks, unthinkable volume and amount of capacity is being built in real estate. The explosion is huge. But you know what? Just like when the Bible prophesies of a famine, not a famine of food, but a famine of knowledge, skills to manage those facilities. That's coming, and it's coming very quickly. You are pioneers in taking advantage of that first phenomenon. You are always going to be recognized as one who thinks, talks, and does things differently. Because we did not teach you just to become able to manage buildings. We teach you enough to become a better person so that you are more useful to the built environment. I'm not only asking you to go out there and show that you can manage facilities, I'm asking you to take positions as masters and trainers in facilities. I'm actually talking about an acute scarcity that's coming of skills. There are no first degrees. There are no diplomas. There are a few masters that churn out about 100 people per year. In fact, the master's degrees right now are competing with what we are doing with our diplomas in numbers. But in quality, the story is different. If you put someone with an academic master's degree and someone with a Max-Migold diploma in FM on the job, the difference is felt within a month of working together.
Attention, all aspiring and practicing facility managers. Ready to supercharge your careers? Join the Facility Management Mastercraft Diploma Program and become a certified expert in just a few months. In facility management, there is a huge gap between those who know and those who don't. This is where Max-Migold comes in. Now, here is why you should become a trained, qualified, and certified facilities manager. Contrary to belief that facilities management is bolts and nuts, FM goes beyond fixing, repairing, and cleaning of spaces. It is the backbone of any successful organization, encompassing management of critical assets, resources, and people for effectiveness and strategic positioning. Are you an architect, engineer, builder, or planner, or are you into property, estate, project administration, or construction management, looking to expand your skills and grow your career in the built environment? The Max-Migold Facility Management Mastercraft Diploma Program is sure to equip all intending and practicing management professionals with up-to-date industry knowledge, technical skills, tools, and templates to guarantee job placements, promotions, and service contracts in the fast-growing facility management sector. So what are you waiting for? Join us for the next batch by registering at www.promo.facilitymanagementcourses.com or WhatsApp chat Paul on 0802 202 0122. Attention, all aspiring and practicing facility managers. Ready to supercharge your careers? Join the Facility Management Mastercraft Diploma Program and become a certified expert in just a few months. In facility management, there is a huge gap between those who know and those who don't. This is where Max-Migold comes in. Now, here is why you should become a trained, qualified, and certified facilities manager. Contrary to belief that facilities management is bolts and nuts, FM goes goes beyond fixing, repairing, and cleaning of spaces. It is the backbone of any successful organization, encompassing management of critical assets, resources, and people for effectiveness and strategic positioning. Are you an architect, engineer, builder, or planner, or are you into property, estate, project administration, or construction management, looking to expand your skills and grow your career in the built environment? The Max-Migold Facility Management Mastercraft Diploma Program is sure to equip all intending and practicing management professionals with up-to-date industry knowledge, technical skills, tools, and templates to guarantee job placements, promotions, and service contracts in the fast-growing facility management sector. So what are you waiting for? Join us for the next batch by registering at www.promo.facilitymanagementcourses.com or WhatsApp chat Paul on 0802-202-0122.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to another session of the Facility Management Launch Hour. You're joining us on Zoom. Welcome. Also welcome to all those who are joining us from all the other platforms, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook that we're live on in this launch hour. My name is Paul Erubami. I'm your regular host. Once in a while, I have other team members, standing for me, and we move this up on a weekly basis. We're also in the near future working on a discussion program that will be another platform where we can bring in other knowledge experts to speak to us about areas of our profession and work generally that we can all benefit from. So look out for that. We have had, some 50 of these episodes. You can find them on our YouTube channel, Max-Migold.com. Max-Migold YouTube, just go to the channel, you'll find all of these episodes and you can, play back and learn. This week makes it the third week that we started the FM Mastercraft Diploma batch 22. It's been an exciting time, and we are closing admissions into it on Monday. The final day of admissions into the current class will be on Monday. So if you're still interested in joining, you have this week to do that. You have friends, colleagues, relatives who are interested in upping their game in the built environment, stepping into facility management as a career, or want to see their career advance rapidly. Talk to them about joining the FM Mastercraft Diploma program. So that's for the last batch for the year we're running now. Admission will end on the last day of this month. Afterwards, all recruitment will be towards the January resumption. That's going to be in the first week of January. To make that easy for us as we plan ahead, 2025 is already at the corner. We have created a series of batch, periodic discounts along the way. So throughout this month till the end of October, you get to enjoy a whopping 30% discount on the FM diploma. And between then and the end of November, there is a 20% discount. And then from December to when we resume in January, it's a 10% discount. So I enjoy those discounts for early birds, full payments, in addition to the flexible payment arrangements we already have in place for
for everyone who wants to pay over 2 months, 3 months, 6 months payment plan, all backed by guaranteed direct debit instructions that we can set up for you. So today, I'll be looking at starting and growing your facility management business. Today, we're going to talk to people already in business in one form or the other in the built environment. We're also going to talk to people who are in paid employment now, but look, forward to a time when they can start business. And we're going to talk about the opportunities, ways to get around the business landscape for facility management. I'm going to use a lot of the examples from my own experience in the modest business we have run in the last few years to share with us some ideas that works and some ideas that don't. Okay, and we've tried everything, and we're still learning as we go on. So this is also as much a learning opportunity for myself and the Max-Migold team, as well as everyone else coming to join and participate in this program. At the end of this session, the next 50 or so minutes, we should be able to share some understanding about the what it takes to start a facility management business, how to develop a comprehensive business plan tailored to the FM industry, gaining insight into the legal and regulatory requirements for operating an FM business. We need to explore strategies for building a competitive service portfolio and marketing the business, and some best practices for managing daily operations and scaling the facility management business successfully. So that's the outline we'll be covering today. Facility management is a crucial sector in the economy. Every organization requires efficient operations. Every commercial building, healthcare facilities, residential properties, all require proper management for the realization of the results of the intention of investing in them. And facility management does everything to make sure those spaces are functional, from maintenance, security cleaning, space management, and the likes. So it's an industry that is versatile. It accommodates people from all kinds of disciplines, and gives opportunities for anyone who is interested in providing solutions. So whether it's public or private sector industries, organizations, ensuring safety, productivity, and compliance is a paramount goal for every organization, right? And as the organizations become bigger, you now have to begin to create specialized roles for managing the physical assets and the people of the organization. Organizations begin to go out of the survival mode into the sustainability mode, where you begin to ask questions about efficiency of systems, start asking questions about operational processes, start trying to look at costs, start trying to deploy new technologies, start trying to have things that adds value, beyond the when it breaks, we fix it, right? You need compared to the scheduled routine approach to maintenance and running the facility, to begin to need some level of efficiency improvements through technology, sustainability credits through thinking and acting in sustainable ways when making decisions. Some of the benefits of starting an FM business: there is an increasing demand for facility management, as a business. Increasing demand because organizations, now know that there is a group of people, they are professionals that are competent in this area, and they are increasingly making use of this knowledge. So they are
asking questions. Who are the facility managers? Some years ago, facility management was not, so pronounced. You could just think about it in terms of the disparate services that we provide. So somebody who needs to clean looks for a cleaning company. Somebody who needs to repair plumbing, repair electrical, install things, pay for utilities. It's all done in-house, and all outsourced to the level of those individual services. Now, two things have happened. First, companies are beginning to look for one organization that can help coordinate everything. So when they want to outsource, they outsource to one organization who handles the whole services. And then secondly, companies that used to do only one item now know that that item is a part of facility management, and they're beginning to expand their scope. So you find many cleaning companies have upgraded to full-fledged FM companies, handling maintenance and all the other things that go with it. And you find many companies that used to do just one repairs, just solar, just inverter, just plumbing, just any of those small bits of the job, now expanding their scope. Why do you need to expand the scope? Because clients will be happy to have a one solution provider, right? A single point of truth, single source of solutions. They would like to have that because of the economies of scale, because of the ease of transactions and administrative costs and time that goes into administering so many vendors in all these areas. And then you also enjoy the benefit of having a multiple stream of income. So instead of just doing the cleaning, you now have somebody in charge of the pool, you now have plumbers, you now have electricians, you now have AC guys, you now have an expanded portfolio. And both fixed preventive maintenance activities and the reactive, call out jobs increases because you have a foot in the door, you can cover all of these scopes. What are some of the initial challenges? Well, you can say capital needed for equipment and technology investments. I've seen some companies say they're cleaning companies and, they don't really have any equipment. Some FM companies don't even have, any equipment to do any job. So they're trying to bootstrap, trying to get things going. When they win a contract, they can go and get one or two items to deliver on the contract, which is not a bad idea. We're trying to be as inclusive as possible. So that can be a barrier. People can be thinking about, how can I really start an FM company when I don't have any of this equipment? But there are always ways around it. The first thing is to make sure you know what you are doing, have some experience with someone else, other company before, know how those equipments are used, know how to source them. So by the time you get the first job, because you made a successful pitch, it will be easy for you to go, rent or buy the equipment based on those requirements. There's also competition within the FM industry. If you look at the last 20 years in Nigeria, if you did a search for the top 10 FM companies 20 years ago, and you did that search again today, you will find very little variation in the outcome because there's not been much growth in the industry. And many people have entered the industry without taking any body of knowledge, acquiring any skill related to FM. They just in it as business people, right? People who can win a contract, they have a connection, and then they can find anybody to just deliver for them. So that has created an environment where it now looks as if there's intense competition. In real sense, if you separate those who know facility management from those who don't, you will find that it's not as bad, right? But if everybody comes together because there's a low barrier to entry, there are no regulations that prevents people from starting FM businesses, which is a good thing, that pulls for inclusivity. But it's important that we strive to learn facility management, not just the business. So in this class today, we're looking at the business, but as a foundation, to building a company, you need to be domain proficient. You need to be a facility manager yourself as the owner of the business, or at least some key people that work in the organization should be qualified facility managers. Okay, and then so in terms of certifications and regulatory compliance, I think the aspect of certifications, it's really not that restrictive. You can run the business, with having certifications. But for larger portfolios, participation in NIPES bids, for the oil and gas industry, for example, procurement processes for larger organizations, multinational organizations, for example, they will require some kind of evidence of capability, right? So, and that's where you need to show as an individual running the business, other members of your team having certain certifications that, show that you are capable, that you have what it takes to deliver on the services, especially the management and, techniques that go into managing facilities. Regulatory compliance comes in the sense that there are so many agencies that regulate the built environment, and all of them dovetail to facility management. Whatever is imposed, from planning to the construction to the delivery stage, all handed over to the facility manager. So whatever baggage, whatever non-compliance, whatever statutory infringement or failure that is suffered in the life cycle of the facility, it all ends up in the hands of the facility manager to deal with. So that can be a bit of a challenge, for people coming into the industry, because you probably come in as a business to handle just facility management, and then all of those legacy issues from developers, relationships with the government agencies and with the users or the off-takers of the facility are dumped on you. It becomes an issue. And then, of course, you need to know how to manage a diverse team of professionals, right? You need to have the strong operational and leadership skills. FM is not done as a single man job. So you can't start an FM company and say, it's just me, right? That will not be for too long, because the moment you win any job or you have a consideration to serve any clients, you will need to have a team on your side working with you on the project. So being able to manage them itself is key. So it's not, so there's a balance that you must have. And that balance is between knowing facility management, knowing the business, and having the right ability to coordinate the people that helps you to deliver on facility management and also deliver on the business. So going into any business, you need to have some level of focus. There must be some high-level reason why you go into a business. Some people go into a business because that is all they know. Like someone going to facility management business because his first job was in FM, he got 1 or 2 certifications of credentials in facility management, and now says, I'm going into facility management. Now, that should not be the only reason. The main reason why you're going into any business, especially in the service industry that we're in facility management, should be that you have a purpose. And that purpose should start with your focus on your target audience. There has to be a section of the population that you would have thought through, seeing how they manage facilities, see how they engage with the facilities, and start asking yourself, are there nothing I can provide, right? Or look at your competence, look at your resources, look at your background, and say, oh, I think I have been able to achieve, so much, and I can use that to solve, whatever problem, whatever needs they have there, or help satisfy certain opportunities that are available in that segment of the industry. So that is where it starts from. That's where it starts from. For everybody coming into any business, don't try to reinvent the wheel. There are already people in it, right? So that's the first thing. But you must have a differentiation factor. Otherwise, you just come in and become the scapegoat of the industry. You must have a differentiation factor. There must be a vision, which is more like your big picture destination. What's your long-term endpoint, right? There must also be a mission, which defines your purpose and value, the kind of things you will be doing, how you'll be perceived as you are heading towards achieving your vision. And both of them have a way of definitely have to connect with the customers, in the sense that it's the customers that you are trying to provide value for, right? And so it is that understanding of the customer's needs that makes you craft the kind of solutions you want to provide. If you don't understand
your solution will not be tailored to that particular public or that particular customer segment. So when you make a mission statement or vision statement, you're basically responding to something that you have identified. Many people are doing the same thing or doing things in different ways, and you want to join, you want to come into the industry. In what ways can you do it differently or better? Okay, so ensure that you craft these statements. If you have a team, you're already planning with maybe partners to talk with, yeah, that's fine. But sometimes you're just you, right? So you probably need to, bounce ideas off a friend, a spouse, colleagues, just that process of talking about the ideas and trying to properly craft what that gap, that center that you want to provide solution for would be. When we started Max-Migold, in 2015, there have been so many FM companies, all over the place. And we also knew that we will provide FM operations, we will provide, facility management operations to clients. But we saw a gap in the industry. There were many people who want to go into facility management or who were already in facility management that did not have what it takes in terms of knowledge and capacity. We saw that the industry was also struggling. So that's what brought about our training. We also saw that the industry was also struggling with basic FM processes, so process deployments, technology adoption, all of these things were so poor. And then that brought up about our consulting practice and advisory. So with all of those asset management advisory, all of those construction advisory that we started doing was to help to add value in that area. And finally, we also saw that energy efficiency was going to be a problem. Even as at the time we started, there was so much subsidy everywhere, subsidy on all sorts of energy from the grid to the petrol and diesel. But we knew those things were not going to last, they were going to end at some point. Even then, when they were still subsidized, they were still expensive, they were still constituting a major chunk of operations and facilities. And we wanted to see, and then seeing the amount of money that was being spent on energy that is being wasted, we knew that that was an opportunity. So we started the energy efficiency business, energy audits, energy performance contracting, energy monitoring deployments, and so on. We used these as the baseline, our understanding of the markets. We knew there were unique needs, and we knew that there were publics who were interested in this, and then we launched with this three-pronged. So that's the whole idea. The business plan is not supposed to be, of course, I spent time, almost 6 months in 2014, working on a business plan that should have been very detailed, or was very detailed, because it took me so much time to put all those thoughts together. But I didn't need to spend so much time on that business plan, if you ask me, because once I identified the audience or the target market, or identified what solution they were looking for, look at the current players in the market and what they were providing, and saw the gap. I did my own analysis to say, okay, if I come in at this point and at that point, I should be good. I should be able to try and get the right business. And of course, all businesses, all industries have different kind of constraints. But I would say that we have done pretty well, bootstrapping without. I'll talk about the money parts in a bit, but we have done pretty well in the level of penetration, in the level of awareness we've created, the level of network we've made within the industry. Okay. So, and then we did surveys, we did research reports to understand what the customers were looking for and how our offerings were going to provide solutions. And then we stayed informed. We monitor industry trends and updates, participating in professional networks, professional bodies have really been very helpful. And then, of course, the kind of networking we did on LinkedIn. As you start out a business, you think about money, right? So most people have a thought. Once the thought turns to, I'm going to need money, then I don't have money, then they just shut it down. It's important to know that you need money, but it's also more important to have a budget that breaks down
the monetary requirements, financial requirements as per phased investment. So it's not always all the money you need that you have to have on hand before you start. And sometimes there are some things that you put money into that really aren't necessary at the beginning. Okay, so let's take rent, for example. You're starting a business and the first thought is how to go and pay some landlord some money. No, that shouldn't be it, right? You can actually have a plan in such a way that you can, from your house, I mean, most successful businesses start from the house of the founder. From your house, start reaching out, develop all the documentation, the brochures, and all the marketing things you need to put together, and then you start reaching out. You start, actually going out for the business. It's probably after the first, 1 or 2 engagements and money starts flowing in, you start saying, oh, I need to have a physical presence where people can come find me. Well, in the meantime, I can create online presence through email accounts and then create a website, even if it's just a single page that people can see that I exist somewhere. So create a detailed budget, but ensure that it is planned in such a way that the most critical expenses comes first. So you can start with whatever you have, really. Then you are thinking of a business. You should also think about how you're going to price what you're going to give. How do you decide how to put your price? Sometimes we can get carried away if we think because I was earning, 2 million a month, therefore, if I work as a consultant and do some work for you, you should pay me, that much. I'm building a business, for goodness sake. There have been, contracts for consulting where I took 150 per month from this client, 250 per month from that client, 1.5 million per month from another client, based on several factors. So one, I'll factor in how much time I'm going to put into it. Secondly, I'll factor in the level of complexity of the job. There are some jobs that will really require you to pull the stuff, do more research and invest a lot into it. And then I'll now factor in how much it's going to actually cost me to spend. Like I'm going to spend money on transportation, fuel and the rest, and I'm going to spend some overhead costs on myself while providing that solution, right? So I need to balance all of this in coming up with the price. The price has to be something that the customer is willing to pay, because sometimes you can overprice. Sometimes you can underprice too. You can price yourself to a level where you cannot cover your costs. You'll now be in a perpetual business development mode where people see you as cheap. You're not covering your cost. You are hoping that one day you will be able to start raising your prices after you gain market share, but you are now being seen as cheap and no longer taken seriously in the industry. Because again, you have to think about the human psychology of how things are valued. If you are valued too cheap, they'll probably not, see you as someone who knows what you are doing. So that's important. But always, first of all, cover your costs. That's very key. Cover your costs and cover your time's investments into that enterprise or venture. How do you fund your operations? The only thing I'll just tell you about is don't borrow money to start a business. It's not worth it. Because statistically, the risk of the business not surviving is 80 to 90%, right? So why would you not go and borrow money to start something that you have such a high risk of failure for, right? Even if you have so much trust that you will make money, so much trust in yourself that you are very good at this and that there are no risk, you're very sure that if you do it, it's a sure banker thing if you succeed. You still have to understand that you start from where it should be you putting whatever you have saved or gathered somewhere into it first. Then as you bootstrap to a certain point, you get friends, family to get involved, and then you start building from there. At some point in the future, you've created some kind of momentum. You've created what I might call a business proof of concept, something that shows that the business, has a staying power, has a ability to become something. Then you now pull others in. Now, there are two reasons why you should do this. First is the risk of it failing, which I mentioned before, but also because you might underprice yourself. somebody can come into your business because you're just starting, gives you 2 million, and then, takes 50% of the business, and then you build that business, because of what you brought in, your vision and all into the business. And then in 2-3 years, you are making revenues of hundreds of millions, right? So you'll get to the point where you start asking yourself, why did I accept 2 million for 50%? Then it looked as if, it was a lot of money and it could go a long way. But in terms of, what I've put in compared to the 2 million my partner puts in, it now looks as if I'm being shortchanged. Well, if you're in that situation, don't feel bad, because again, the 2 million I was putting at the beginning that you did not have is worth more than 200 million now. You can now begin looking up with hindsight and say, oh, it's just 2 million, but then that 2 million meant everything, right? You could have even asked for 9% for that 2 million because there was nothing on the table for you to make your dream come to reality. So don't look back and say, I'm feeling cheated. You can't be feeling cheated because it was a fair deal when the deal was made, right? So delaying making that investment deal, so that you put some kind of traction into it will be very helpful. And then, of course, every business needs to monitor cash flow. We are in an industry where we sometimes we get the funds given to us up front for the services we'll be delivering in a month or a quarter. Sometimes we have to find the money to deliver the services and then put in an invoice and wait for the payment terms to be implemented, effected, and payment made to us. Both of them have their pros and cons. Of course, I always favor paying me upfront, right? So I have the confidence that I have all that I need to provide the services, including paying of salaries and buying all of the things I need to buy. So I don't have any pressure. Plus the fact that I don't have to now incur financing costs to sustain or support your lifestyle. You are the one I'm serving, put the money up front. That's beautiful, makes sense. But the only downside to this is you can easily become distracted. Looking at all that money in your account, you can begin to think wild thoughts and start spending money in directions that shouldn't be. So if you're having money paid to you upfront from your client, please be disciplined. Make sure you don't mix all the funds together so that you keep looking at a balance that looks very large and then you are tempted to dip your hand into different things. I mean, not just for luxury or personal gratification. Sometimes it's even investment idea that will come to you and you say, oh, by the time I take this money and put it here, by the time it comes back, it will be times this, and I'll put, you make all such calculations based on money that is not your own. So label it correctly. This money is for this service. Whatever is your management fee from it, that's the only one you can touch. Now, when it is now a case of you have to deliver the service and then get paid later, that's a bit more tricky, because what that means is that you have to have a funding source. Either you fund directly using a banking or financial partner that comes at a cost, or you fund using the other subcontractors or vendors who work with you to provide the services. Of course, they will charge you a premium as well, which you hope to have your little markup on top to get paid at the end of the day. So either way, you have, the challenge as well as the benefits. Okay. All right. So getting into facility management, there's not really much by way of restrictions with certification, but of course the discerning customers or clients know the difference between the competent ones and the pretenders in the industry. So if you start typically with CAC documentation and you have your CAC license, you register with tax authorities, then go to associations like AFMPN and register as a corporate member. It's very important. It may not seem like much because the industry is still young, but as we mature and grow, adding certifications or certificates of membership from a national professional body adds credence, adds credibility to your budding startup. Also, being on the directory on our website, for example, when people come and say, oh, I'm looking for FM company, let me look for the ones that AFMPN has registered. By that time, you will see that you may not even be shortlisted, you may not have a foot in the door if you didn't get that. Okay? So it's very important. And starting a business puts you in need of two key knowledge advancements. One is the domain knowledge, facility management. You cannot say, I become an MD, I'm already running a business, I don't have more to learn. You have to keep learning, keep acquiring the FM diploma, the FMP, the SFP, the CFM, all of them, keep acquiring more certifications and credentials in facility management. Then you also need to keep yourself refreshed and enriched with business knowledge. So attending enterprise development courses, learning from different kind of business forum, and joining professional associations in business, like the local chamber of commerce, are also going to be very helpful in moving you forward. And then, of course, you have health and safety standards to comply with. So in Nigeria, we have the ISPOM, Institute of Safety Professionals in Nigeria. Everybody that recruits you as a facility manager or management company expects you to be competent in health and safety. Okay. And then, of course, there are labor laws to adhere to. All of those laws that have to do with how to manage workers, hours of work, safety, employment laws as regards leave allowances, and all of those entitlements to workers. You need to understand them, because you only be operating as a quack if you don't understand and comply with them, or if you don't have systems in place for implementing simple things like HMO, pay tax, and the rest. And then, of course, there are environmental regulations. There are quite a few. Lagos State is very rich with agencies that monitor virtually everything about the built environment, from your elevators to your sewage to your clean environment. Basically everything is controlled by one agency or the other. You need to understand which of these agencies are affecting your industry. One of these sessions in the lunch hour, I'm going to come up with an outline of all of these agencies, what they do, what we should look out for, and that will make an interesting session, so that you don't wait until they come and clamp down on your business, right? You don't wait until a client says, you must show us evidence of that before we can give you a job. You just go and have them. So besides the penalties for not having them, which comes with fine and cost, you also have missed opportunities with business, with clients who know what they are doing. When they are trying to shortlist, they say, oh, who has this, who has that? Oh, you don't have, so sorry, right? Insurance is very important. Insurance is also demanded, not just because it's a compliance matter, but also because it gives you certain cover, right? If an employee gets injured or something happens in the workplace, you may not be able to handle that yourself. You fall back to the insurance and they will do the compensations, and that covers you. And then, of course, you should have a risk assessment system in place, how to mitigate such risks, and continually update them in your organization, because every organization has risks that can turn something so good, so beautiful, so something that should be progressing, turn it upside down overnight. So you should have some level of risk planning. A business continuity plan specifically will take care of this. Okay. And then, like I said before, your services should be tailored to the needs of your customers, right? So don't just put a long list of things in your company, profile or brochure or services. There should be an alignment between what I know how to do and what my customers actually need, from me. It's very important that we have that alignment as we go into the facility management business. And then facility management is a beautiful industry, because almost no two customers have the same requirements. Almost everybody have different requirements. Somebody says, come and provide facility management services for me. I'll have to ask, what exactly do you want done, right? And if the person doesn't have an idea, present a very long list of things you can do. Everything from waste to catering to cleaning to all the maintenance, long list of maintenance items, to security, to ambience, to energy efficiency, to all kinds of things. The list is very long, right? So it is when I present that list to the customer, it now says, oh, well, we have a security company, I think that's out. Oh, we have a contractor that does our cleaning. Okay, that's out. Oh, we don't need indoor decoration or perfume or air freshener. No, we will be fine with cleaning and this and that and that. So you cannot customize the service to the customer's need, and then go and build your cost based on the inputs that are going to go into it, plus overhead and the profit you expect from it. And then, so in terms of how FM contracts are structured, because many clients don't know how to structure FM contracts. So they will just tell you, you do the electrical, you do the AC, you do the generator, you do the cleaning, you do the, give you a list that has been agreed. But they don't understand the difference between the fixed components of these services and the reactive components of it, right? So a customer will probably want to pay you one amount, and when something breaks, it's your business. You fix it. Don't come and ask me for anything. Be clear with your customer. If that is the case, you will pay, certain amounts beyond beyond the cost if I separate fixed from reactive. But if I'm doing just fixed, I know that salaries, consumables, the consumable spares, that will go into it. But if I have to be doing your reactive repairs at a guaranteed cost, then what we're trying to do is, first, I must do the condition assessment and come to terms with the condition of all the things I'm going to be fixing. Come up with some kind of estimation of an average cost of repairs for all. Take light bulbs, for example. You have 1,000 light bulbs. How many will likely die in a month, right? You have, air conditioners, 200 air conditioners. How many will need the replacement of battery for the remote, the replacement of, a capacitor or a compressor here and there? I will estimate all of that, and I'll give you a fee, and I'll add that to my fixed cost. Once I do that, it means that for some months, I may spend more. For some months, I might spend less, provided that we both have an understanding built into the service level agreement that says, this is how long I can cope with anything failing or malfunctioning. If you don't fix it within that period, this will be the penalty. There'll be certain deductions, there'll be certain blacklisting and certain penalties built into the contract. Because I know that some months I'm going to spend more, so I always have those reserved. It also affects the kind of strategy I will deploy when serving such a customer, because I could now have certain spares that I will use my own money to fund and keep with the client, so that in case of anything, because of the service level agreement tightness, I might need to have quickly deploy what I have I bought or invested in for the client, and make sure the client gets results. And I don't infringe on the service level agreement, because I don't want the penalties to affect my bottom line. So it's very important to plan and understand the contract. If you don't know how to create FM contracts and clients are trying to give you contracts, you can come to consultants like us in Max-Migold, and let us review these contracts and see what meets your client's requirements and also satisfy you. Because many people have signed FM contracts, they don't have a clue what it is. They don't look at the bottom line and it says you get 5 million at the end of the month, and they quickly sign. But when the occurrences start happening and people start having different interpretations of the contract, they begin to have issues. By the way, if you have issues with your customers, you are the only loser in that quarrel. You are the only loser as a service provider. You can never be right in that quarrel, because at the end of the day, unresolved issues means the customer is going to kick you out, right? It's going to affect your reputation and give you a bad rap in the industry, because other clients are also going to be very careful about working with you, and that might just lead to the death of your business. So let's be conscious. Do all the front end reviews and quality assurance on your contracts. Even if you have to pay a lawyer or pay an FM expert to understand service level agreements to really synthesize the data and give you proper information, to be better for you than to jump in and then get stuck at the end of the day. It's also important to think about why do customers prefer you? Why you are running your business? Why do customers prefer you? What have you done to differentiate yourself, right? Unique value proposition, customer-centric approach, quality assurance, delivery solutions. There are so many ways you can look at an industry. For me, I see innovative solutions as one of the key things that I'm trying to use to differentiate myself and my business from competition. There are ways to do it the way every other person does it, but then there are special, innovative ways of doing it. Another one is a quality assurance that helps focus on
a continuous matching of what you promise with what you are delivering, the recording, the data matching, and the analysis that helps you to continually improve. These are things that can stand you out as an organization. Your customers stay, and new customers will come because they see how you're being stable with the ones you've had. Every business is as strong or as good as its ability to market itself. So if you know FM very well, you set up the business, you set up bank accounts, you don't know how to market, you don't know what customers you are looking for, you don't know how to reach out to them, boom, that's the end. The beginning and the end is very close for such a business. Marketing strategies is very key, very, very key. And in this current day and age that we are in, there are so many options, right? First of all, create a brand, a logo, identity, a color, something that helps you stand out in the industry. And then build a website, have social media pages, start pushing out content, knowledgeable content like the ones we are doing here. Now, if you go to our YouTube channel, you see hundreds of this kind of content. People come to it and say, oh, this company, they know facility management, right? People find solutions that are free just because they came to you. And then you can do emailing, through campaigns, you can do advertisements on social media. You can also build an ambassadorial program, something that works, through word of mouth. Everybody that has engaged with you, they have the incentive, they have the motivation to go on and tell it to the next person. In fact, we did a research and analysis on our, client acquisition data this year, and we found that the biggest source of new customers for us has been word of mouth. So think about that and see how you can build that into your marketing. But you have to create the marketing message, right? You have to create a message. So you develop a profile, you develop service brochures, for the various things that you do, and you can start creating flyers, and stuff. And don't hide yourself. Don't say, oh, because I'm good at what I'm doing, my customers know me, you go and hide yourself. Participate in industry events, sponsor the association of your profession. Let your staff and yourself be active, be known. Let your company begin to come out every time your name is mentioned, right? You are showcasing expertise. You are becoming known. Maybe through your LinkedIn profile, your social media profile, they get to know you as an expert in the FM industry. And then as you go on in the business, I've talked to so many entrepreneurs who know exactly what they want to do, but then when they employ people to come and do it, or come and take off some of the load or burden from them, things begin to fall apart because they have not documented standard operating procedures, ways things should be done. We struggle with that, at the beginning as well, and so we have to adopt the ISO 9001 management system, quality management system. If you're adopting a quality management system, don't say, oh, I want to become certified to so and so ISO. That should not be your first goal. Your first goal should be how to use the frameworks that the quality management system is prescribing to develop the templates and tools for getting things done within your organization, right? So we operated to ISO 9001-2015 standard for 3 years before we got certified, audited and certified for it. So it's always very helpful to start itemizing your various processes and start documenting how things should be done, so that when people come into the organization, they know. Because you can start very strong, start very well, you know how to do, everybody knows you as, oh, you are very good. But then when people begin to encounter your people in the field, encounter them in various spheres, everything begins to fall apart because they don't know what they are doing. It's not just about training. Training is one side of it, but also having a system so that when they come, they know, I'll use this template for that, I'll use this form for that, I'll submit this report at this time, I'll gather this information at this time. It just becomes standard operating procedure that everybody can fall into and use without having issues. And as you grow the business, start thinking about software, automations, technology deployment, data analytics, all of those things that will help you gain insights from data and also help you make decisions for the future based on things that have happened in the past are very key to managing any kind of business, right? So whether it's a software for managing facilities or a client relationship management software that you use to communicate with your client, get to know, what stage each person is and record all the interactions with them. And so just think of technology as something that is progressive. At the beginning, it may just be Excel, just spreadsheet where your data is coming in here and there, you're entering them, you're doing some analysis, you're able to add up and graph some trends and take some decisions based on that data. And then you can go from there to software, and you can go from there to IoT and other automation that can help you grow. One other very good thing about running a business is, you have to find the right people, and you have to know how to keep the right people. Sometimes if you don't get the right people, you have to let them go, because you can't, get hung up on the wrong people. But getting the right people requires you to be able to describe exactly what you want up front: job descriptions, role specifications, person specifications. Having an interview system, a screening system that helps you, assess people both psychometrically and technically. At the end of the day, when you are able to do that and you bring the right people in, of course, you won't get it right all the time. Recruitment is a very expensive venture for startups. We gamble with relatives, friends of friends, people we know, recommendations. Yeah, we do all those gambling. It works because it helps us save the cost of recruitment, right? But again, we also lose the fact that we may get the wrong people in, and then there'll be high churn or high turnover rates, which shouldn't worry you in the first 10 years or 15 years of your business, because you're still trying to find the grounding with the right employees. When the right employees begin to see the prospects in the business, begin to catch the vision, begin to adjust their way of working and become more productive and more aligned with corporate vision and mission, then you start seeing more stability. So don't get worried about all of those things that happen at the beginning of a business. I used to be one person that feels, oh, some people don't leave, whatever you can do to make them stay. No, don't do that. Find the right people and try all you can to motivate them. But again, don't go out of your way to ensure that you don't have a turnover. You definitely have turnover to be realistic. And then there are certain skills that you as an entrepreneur will need to increase your skill level to do some things that you don't necessarily need to employ somebody for, right? Because that's something that, okay, an entrepreneur will say, oh, I need somebody who can do Excel. I need somebody who can do accounts. I need somebody who can do basic IT. You don't even have a server in your office. You're just doing normal hosting on the website, on the host, or doing the software. And you're looking for somebody who will be your IT specialist. If you employ people everywhere like that, you're just going to go on that quickly. Your overhead will be so high, you won't be able to bill it to your customers, and it's just be terrible. So as an entrepreneur, continually learn those skills. Go and learn IT, go and learn public speaking for presentations, go and learn how to sell, go and learn digital marketing, go and learn. You have to go through all of this training yourself, because first you do it on your own, and then later, when you ask people, you're big enough to employ people to do all of those things, you're becoming more specialized, you need to be able to supervise them and know what's expected of them, because sometimes people tell you, oh, this is not possible. But if they know it's possible, they won't tell you it's not possible. So you can't be an ignorant entrepreneur, not possible. Okay, and then finally, when you employ people, make sure that you have a succession plan, a system that helps you move people up in the organization, right? So people who stay long enough should see a path to the top in the organization. Always make that clear from day one. Of course, when it's time to scale, start looking at other markets, start looking at diversifying your clients, going into other services, start finding partnership. One thing we are so poor in doing in parts of the world, I don't know where it's just Africa or Nigeria that we have this problem. It's so difficult to form collaboration and form joint ventures and form big companies from small companies. We should start thinking about that. I'm passionate about collaborations to form something that's really big. We've been in the market now for almost a year, trying to raise money to roll out some technology solutions, not many people understand the industry, but within the FM industry, we know that there are some other players who understand how this industry works, who know the opportunities in the industry that could easily collaborate. This is an open call. Let's join hands together and create, solutions that are helpful. and then we can scale our businesses through these partnerships and alliances. One thing that doesn't work, that has not worked, is when you're trying to be a partner to a big organization like a technology supplier and OEM, and they're just trying to make you a reseller and create an account for you where you have to be buying whether you are selling or not having a synergistic approach to how your market should be approached. Then be very careful of this. We pride our fingers burnt in this area where we keep shipping the money we have to organization that we are thinking we are part of their subsidiaries and not getting good results because we're just ending up as a customer buying their stuff and not selling it to anybody, right? So be careful of that. Also, when you turn into mergers, go into mergers and acquisitions, let there be a proper evaluation. Let there be a third-party organization that can really value both companies and tell you exactly where the partnership should be. And of course, if you manage your cash well, you will have a kind of cash flow position to negotiate well in that final merging opportunities. Okay, so that's been our lesson for today. It's important to think of a business as something that should outlive you, not something that the day you are ill, the business is not able to work again, or if you die, that's the end of the business. No, create a structure. From the day you are building it so that there's sustainable flow and the business can continue. I'm going to have another session sometime in the future where I'm going to talk about the entrepreneurial mindset, mind and body, right? How to take care of yourself, what to focus on, how to grow as an entrepreneur in this industry. And I'm sure you'll benefit from that as well. So look forward to that. So thank you so much. I can take questions with a few minutes I have. I've made it possible for you to be able to speak once I acknowledge you to speak. I hope you've been taking notes as we run through the contents. If you have a question, comment, now is the time. We have just a few minutes. Anybody hearing me here? Anybody in this room?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, Lord.
Look out too for in our YouTube and LinkedIn platforms as well. Philomena, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, it's a lot to take in. I mean, it's quite extensive, but it's really packed. There's a lot to learn. One has to go through this over and over again and try to understand the depth of what you just passed to us. So I don't have a question. I'm just trying to take it all in, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it's a great, the great eye opener. Thank you so much, sir. This is quite good. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. And so every Thursday we are here. Tell your friends to join. There's always going to be a topic that will interest everyone. And it's not just for facility managers. Maybe it's so wide-ranging in the range that anybody from any profession can benefit from this session.
Yes, I wanted to ask that. We can invite people from anywhere to just join in the class, right?
Definitely.
Definitely. Those who are not registered on the program.
Anybody, yes. It's open to the public.
Because I know that would definitely arouse their interest in the program too. All right, sir. Awesome. Thank you. Do that. Have a nice day, sir. Yeah.
You too. All right. Penny, you have a question?
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for everything, sir. I really appreciate the efforts, your commitment you give. I want to understand, based on what you said from the discussion, the facility manager and the boss, the managers, that they need to work hand in hand so that they will get the FM practitioner will be able to understand the budget of the company. If that I'm getting you, that is correct. So you should not go and overspend or overpass the budget of the company so that they may not see him as incompetent in his field of work. And also when it comes to business, doing transaction with client, customers outside also, or those like contractors now who have jobs for the company now, being you as an outside FM who want to do the job for the company now, you should not go and give them spread that affects you as an FM, that you not incur losses. Because the company will not want to get such story, because since as an FM, you're giving them a stated budget for a budget of 3 years. Now for a long period of time now, there was no response. Now, taking out 5 years after, they now call you for the budget. Now, as an FM, one needs to know when to adjust such prices that he not look as if he's not competent of what he's doing.
Exactly. And then it's also good to have a time frame to every budget or cost, right? So if somebody puts something out, you put a cost in, say this is validity is very important, because we're in changing times. So you cannot just assume that something of 3 years ago or 2 years ago will still apply today. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, it affects me also because I had a job with a client which I did, and I incurred losses. Though at least from what I learned, that's
lesson, right?
Yeah, I did the lesson. So with that, I would make further in anything one's doing right now. If the longer get the updated cost of anything, so you can able to give your customer the new update of what is going on in the market. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank you everyone for being here today. Next Thursday, let's do it again. Have a good week ahead. Bye.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.